SS Gentleman, Dean Alejandro here, and today I want to go ahead and talk about something vulnerable, something personal that I've been experiencing the past year, actually probably more than the past year, but I didn't really realize how big of a problem it was until I started thinking about it and connecting everything together, and thus I wanted to go ahead and post a vlog about it because it is important. I think many other people might go through at least partial points of this, and I just kind of wanted to also get it off my chest. I was going to wait until the end of the year to post this video, but I also just kind of wanted to get it out. And I will do a follow-up video at the end of the year to kind of conclude costs and everything else, because for me personally, I am very motivated by two things: food and money. So a lot of the habits that I've been able to quit, like drinking, have been because I have focused more so financially, and that has really gotten the ball rolling. I'll try not to make this like a 20-minute video, but it is very important. It is very personal. I just want you to know that shit happens. Before I go into this, I do want to say J.K. Rowling is a TERF. I bought this hat because I am a proud Hufflepuff, but I did not buy this from her. Bought it from a third party, so no funds or support will go to that motherfucker. I will say that. But I had to get it. I got it for my birthday for myself. Okay, so I want to go ahead and talk about the 3 bad habits that I had this year, in the past year. Actually, we'll just talk about 2021. And when I say bad habits, I mean habits that like I have been binging, like hardcore habits that I have been doing at least 5 times a day, extreme amounts. And I mean like multiple products, multiple different things, not being able to stop. And it's always been a kind of consistent cycle, and I kind of realized that it's all because of self-sabotage and because of, honestly, like laziness. And laziness has kind of come into self-sabotaging, and the ball just keeps going and going and going. And then when I get a low self-esteem with it, or I feel guilt, or I feel shame, it makes it easier just to keep doing those terrible things because, one, that is all I know in the habit that I created over and over and kind of probably had for years here and there. And 2, it's the outlet. Not only is it the habit, it is the outlet that I have created for myself to make myself think, okay, this is what I do to like relax. So what are the 3 things that I have been binging and have had terrible habits with and somehow quit? Anytime I've quit something, it has been cold turkey because for some reason, I do not have the willpower to just do a little bit at a time. I have a very addictive personality. I go balls to the wall or none at all. And every time I have tried to quit something, I am not able to slowly go into it. I just need to 100% stop. And really, I've learned accountability is the biggest motivation lately. If you need any support before I go into this more, please reach out. I am happy to talk to you about anything. You are not alone. So the 3 things that I have completely binged at least 5 times a week, multiple hours a day. In order of, actually there is no order of importance because they all suck equally. We'll talk about the one that everyone knows about, drinking alcohol. I was drinking a handle every 2 days. I won't get too much into the finances of it, but I was spending about $65 every 2 days on booze. To put that in retrospect, I lost 10 pounds the first week I quit drinking. I was taking my work home. I was in a terrible state of mind. It just snowballed and I couldn't take it. I have had a problem with alcohol for a very long time. I did not admit it until about 7 months ago. If you are interested, I will link every single alcohol video down here, but this is not the time to talk about it because I want to talk about a couple of other different things that are pretty common in society and in the community that we really don't think about being addictive. And yeah, so if you want to see the alcoholic story, because I was an alcoholic and I am an alcoholic, please check out those links below. And I am going to make a playlist so it is easier for everyone. Drinking, obviously, that's an obvious. The second thing that was really difficult and I had a really hard time quitting, energy drinks. Oh my God. When I used to drink a lot of Monsters all the time, but it was just for taste. I just like doing it. I had all the time. And before I started moving, buying the house, selling the old house and buying the new house, I had quit drinking alcohol, segueing into, but I started drinking Red Bull, which was strange because I had never drank Red Bull unless I was drinking alcohol with it. So it was just kind of this weird thing. Now, I started drinking Red Bulls and a bunch of energy drinks, and I was drinking like the $5 ones like multiple times a day. Like I was just chugging them. And I do have a lot of anxiety, so it did trigger a lot of like, I felt really on edge a lot of the time. But the problem was that when I quit drinking, I still had the habit of doing something with my hands, much like when you smoke cigarettes and quit. And I replaced the drinking of the beer or the booze with the energy drink. And I told myself, oh, it's okay, it's okay. Like once I finish moving, it'll be fine. Giving myself some leeway because I'm moving and thus getting addicted. And I know it sounds so stupid, but it's so true. And it's so easy just to pick up one here and there. And then it became something that I was using for energy to an acquired taste, to something that I wanted to do, to something I enjoyed and something I deserved. And thus drinking so many a week, every single day. I literally was probably, I think I was drinking them 7 days a week. Once I finished moving, I told myself, oh, it's okay, I'll just stop. And I couldn't fucking stop. I think I finally stopped about 3 weeks ago now. And just became to the point to where I created a negative habit on my own. So yeah, that was the other one that seemed super stupid. All of these things, I actually feel so fucking dumb for thinking that I am addicted to, but knowing that I was addicted to, looking back at it now, but feeling silly and feeling a lot of guilt. So enjoy my life. The third thing that I have been in a love-hate relationship with, and I'm sure tons and tons of people can agree or relate to this, fast food. I have never been one of the people that eat fast food all the time, mostly because I have been shit broke my entire life, but I just never did. So I'd always eat at home, eat meals like that, just kind of be super cheap, save a buck. Now, how do I even get into this? Same right before moving, same shit. As you know, it is impossible to like not eat fast food or processed food. Like if you're traveling, if you're on a road trip, if you're moving, like it's just so hard. You can do it, but it's just so hard. With that also being busy at work, I got out of the routine of meal prepping and it was just so difficult to get back into it. And I remember literally, I think I got McDonald's and I got like fucking 40 or 20 chicken nuggets and like a bunch of cheeseburgers and stuff. And I didn't eat that much, but like the next day I felt like such trash. Like I felt so bad. And I thought, how could I eat so much? Like how could people eat this all the time? How was I able to eat this in the past and not feel this way? Why is my body feeling this way? Am I getting old, or is it just that my body is not used to processed food? Spoiler alert, it was the second one. And I just thought it was so weird that my body felt so sick and had such a bad reaction to the processed shitty ass food. And I thought, oh, Dean, you're old. It's fine. Like, you'll get over it. So then we started moving, going through the stress of trying to sell the old house because it was contingent on selling that to buy the new one. And as a lot of you know, the whole situation was so fucked up, but it worked out. So throughout the whole moving process and everything, we went back to eating fast food all the time. Now, we stopped eating fast food because we paid for our wedding and our honeymoon and everything ourselves. And the only way to really do that was to stop eating fast food, stop going out to like places and spending a bunch of money or fancy restaurants or any restaurants, just finding alternate ways to do dates and other things like that to enjoy each other's company. So we got out of the routine and we were saving a lot of money with meal prepping and other things. Now, when we started moving again, like this April or whatever time it was, it's easy to get back into the convenience of fast food. Also, fast food prices are fucking ridiculous, but that's a whole other thing. You're paying for convenience. And that's what we were doing. We were paying for convenience. And it got to the point to where I remember eating at first and thinking, wow, I feel like shit right after. Wow, I feel so bloated. wow, this doesn't even taste as good as the food I make, which I can't even cook. Definitely doesn't taste as good as the food my wife makes. Why do people pay for this? Why da 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 da? And then once it started getting more and more and more convenient, those like, thoughts that I had towards it obviously went away. And then I started getting to the point of being like, wow, it is really convenient. I can't imagine how my life was ever different. Da 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 da. The typical like thing once you create, a habit. And it was just constantly eating fast food, eating all the time, and spending so much money, which I am not even going to really even think about. And it got to the point to where my body was used to that processed food, to feeling that way. I didn't feel sickly like I did the first day after having it. And that's when I knew, holy shit, this is a problem. This has been a problem now up until I think actually the past month to a past month and a half has been the only time that I've been able to slowly quit every little bad vice that I have had, because I before used to be all balls to the wall, which like I said, I still am, but I try to quit everything at once and overwhelm myself and then feel guilty and then relapse with whatever it is. So I decided, you know what, we're going to do things a little bit different. We're still going to cold turkey thing. That's kind of hardcore. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on fixing this one thing or repairing this one thing. An example, alcohol. Okay, we're going to fix that. Yeah, energy drinks aren't the way to, you're basically not fixing a habit. You're just replacing one bad habit with another bad habit. But that's okay. And that's kind of was my thought process, was because drinking energy drinks was better than drinking alcohol. And eating shit food was better for me, maybe, than drinking Red Bulls and stuff all the time. So I've kind of been doing this domino effect of, okay, well, I'm stopping this habit, but I'm stopping it with this one. And like I said, it wasn't until recently when I kind of realized, wow, I didn't realize I was doing so much, consuming so much for such a small little string bean Dean, but it was, and it was pretty out of control. And reflecting now, I can see that. So I didn't really stop, like I just said, doing all of this about until a month and a half ago, because traveling makes it difficult. It is so hard to stop anything, but it's on the back of my mind. I have not calculated any of these costs. I'm going to at the end of the year because I really think it's important. We don't really realize how much going through a drive-through, once a week, 2 times a week, 3 times a week will add up. Like I said, I'm financially motivated just because I don't know, I just am. So think about certain things like that if you're trying to get better. If you've gone through anything similar, please comment below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up or subscribe and press the bell for alerts. I will see you next time. I wish everyone well. Just because someone tells you you cannot be addicted to a certain thing doesn't mean you don't have an addictive personality. You can kind of create negative habits with everything. Don't let anyone tell you who you are. I'm always here. Have a good one.